We came to Porto Polo in the north of Sardinia, Italy. One of the most beautiful kite spots we had seen so far. Turquoise water, white sand, kites everywhere. My goal was simple, finally get more confident with transitions, switching direction without putting my butt in the water every single time. And Olli had his own mission, learning to foil kite. So we arrived with 2 goals, decent wind in the forecast and one very beautiful spot that turned out to be a bit more restricted for kitesurfing than we expected. But that took us a few days to really understand. Hi, I am Magda and this is Olli. We built our camper van Moose and now travel through Europe mostly for kitesurfing, and I document our travels with the phone, so let's go. We are sniffing at the beach. Haha. In Porto Polo. Just arrived yesterday night. Wind is gonna be okay probably the whole week. So second inspection and now some kites are going. So probably gonna be able to go. I think it looks now finally kiteable.
I think now the 12 and I could do it. And I'm
good.
This wind is a little finicky, so one might just want to pump up and then just hang on the beach or something.
Yeah, it's true. Alright, wind looks good for a 12 for me and a 10 for Olli on the foil. He's gonna learn that now. Are you ready for the foil? This kind of looks amazing. I mean, just look at this water. It's almost like in the Bahamas. The lines. I tangle them so easily, but let's go. So I did get angry, but Olli just caught it early enough for me to not blow a complete tantrum of a 3-year-old. And now I'm almost there. Wow, it's there. Yes, celebrating this. I'm not the most patient person there, and I'm not proud of it, but I'm working on it step by step. Was awesome, even though I again did not nail the transitions. But now I was just, I feel like whenever I start at a new spot with new conditions, I just need to feel into the wind. This time the wind is a little bit weak, so all I cared about is staying upwind, and it worked, and I'm pretty proud of this. It's awesome to be able to ride a little bit. I was just going back and forth like crazy, and it was a lot of fun. How was it?
Yeah.
How long was the longest you rode? What would you assess?
No idea.
10 seconds?
Maybe.
That's good. I'm getting there. Well, it also took me a long time. Some people may call me slowing, but I think it's just once I do the transitions, I'm just going back and forth and doing the transitions. So I just enjoy putting my butt into the sea every time I try to do a transition. I love the red. It's so cool.
Different sunglasses of the red.
He's saying it's time to kite, and he's right, because there are the kites. Today is a slightly bit more wind, but we're gonna try 12 and 10 again. 10 for 4 for Olli, and me on a 12. And so you're continuing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's very full today. So yes, today was interesting. It was super full. People were everywhere. And then I crashed my kite. But somebody got my board, and then there was another person who had just exactly the same board. And he had it sit right there where my board would land, so I took it. And he was like, "Hey, that's my board." And then I just like, nobody has this board, so I always thought I was the only one. Yeah. And, well, people are everywhere. It was quite challenging. So again, I couldn't concentrate too much on the transitions, but on getting around people, not getting hit, not being too much in the way. This was kind of the exercise, but it was a lot of fun.
How long was it?
Pretty long, I must say. I don't know how long, but this is just the end of it. It's getting spring and summer. Nice. And tomorrow the wind is gonna be on again.
Lock up the boots around.
Another kite session. Another 10-day, I guess. More transition training. Today is like quite a little bit of gusts, but it looks super calm and peaceful out there. Olli returned and he's pumping the 6. I feel a little ashamed. Nobody is selling a pump on Sardinia right now at the city because it's not season. So the only thing we could find was an electric pump. And I like it, but I feel a little embarrassed because, come on, it's just a little lazy. But Olli seems to really like it. But he's done 15 years of pumping, so I can understand, but getting my workout in. It was kind of disappointing this time because it was super gusty. So at times it was just pulling really hard, and I was afraid that it would crash because there was nothing at all. And yes, it's self-ejected, so it's already happened the 3rd time, but it just self-ejects. And then the kite flew in the sky. I was pulled to the shore, and there was a guy helping me out and pulling actually the kite to the shore because it was dragging me forever, like really much downwind, because the wind direction was the side on shore. Anyway, this is amazing. The wind direction is slightly different, so it's offshore and it's not good for beginners to go offshore. So I can't really kite in this direction. So we wanted to go more to the other end of the bay where it would again be onshore. But the beaches are restricted, first of all in height of the car that can go there, 2.10 m. And second of all, it says no kites, so they really don't want kites there. It's kind of a bummer, so I'm not gonna get to kite today, but Olli can continue foiling, and the good thing is that the water of course is super flat now. So yes, from above, Porto Polo looks like the perfect kite spot. A narrow strip of land dividing the beach area into 2 bays, water on both sides, good for 2 main wind directions, right? But unfortunately for kite surfing, it's more limited than it looks. The eastern bay is mainly reserved for windsurfing and wing foiling, and the beach section further west at the west bay, which we just had checked out, is restricted in the same way. So even though it looks like you should have 2 options for different wind directions, as a kite surfer you, at least seasonally, don't. A little bit of a bummer, especially when the restricted side looks so perfectly flat. But back to our goals. Will Olli learn how to kite on a foil board? Will I nail the transitions? Let's find out. So Olli apparently lost his foil board and went the boat all the way back there. He apparently spotted the board already and is now trying to find a way to get to it. It's so flat, there's no waves. I would probably such a nice feeling to just smash over the surface. But Olli is now gonna try again. Let's see. So yes, in the end, Olli got what he came for. He kind of nailed the foiling. For me, Porto Polo was less of a breakthrough and more of a beautiful few days on the water. The transition still needed work. Luckily, our next stop is Lo Stagnone, the famous kite lagoon in Sicily. So, more practice coming up. See you in the next episode.